Van and Holden in the morning. Van and Holden in the morning. Van and Holden in the morning. Van and Holden in the morning.
Everybody's having a Tuesday. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Holden Albright.
I didn't think you were going to get the good morning in there. You started, so you're genuinely excited to say that again, aren't you?
I am, and in fact, I had a lot of people messaging me upset that they didn't get their weekly Everybody's Having a Tuesday from old VL. So they were...
I got a Pizza Man message.
There it is.
I got one from Pizza Man.
Everybody is indeed having a Tuesday today.
But it is Tuesday, August 6th, and this tells you whenever we pick something that I don't know where we're going to go with it, or if we go negative, that shows you how bad the days were. But it is August 6th. It's National Wiggle Your Toes Day. On August 6th offers people the chance to show off their digits on their feet. The day encourages giving our feet and our toes a little extra attention. Hashtag Wiggle Your Toes Day. Thank you, nationaldaycalendar.com.
Wiggle your toes, eh?
So, any feet freaks out there? You got the double alliteration of the FF.
Yeah, any FFs out there? Let us know in the comments down below.
Are you wearing socks right now?
Yes.
I'm barefooted, right? Do you like your feet?
Yes.
Do you use them like a monkey's paw?
Not typically, no.
Yeah, because you're wearing socks.
Exactly.
I use.
If I need to, I can. Like, I'm not uncoordinated in that regard.
I don't need to, I can. I want to, so I do.
Well, it's feet day.
No, it's Wiggle Your Toes Day, not feet day.
Pardon my
yeah
misconception there. You're right. It is National Wiggle Your Toes Day. So everybody, wiggle your toes down below and wiggle your toes because we got a special interview today.
Yes, today is Gabriel Fuerza. Yeah, very impactful. It's going to be a long one today.
You're going to love it. Hit it.
Hi, Van Landen.
Hello, not good morning, Holden Albright.
Well, it is still, you could say good morning. The greeting still fits.
All right. I'm not saying good afternoon. Good morning. Hello. We are here. How are you?
I'm good. We are joined by a third, Mr. Gabriel Fuerza.
It's me. I didn't know Van Landen was so sassy on the pods. But yeah, I'm the third today. How exciting. Thanks for having me.
The last time I hung out on Zooms with you a bunch of times, we were talking about conspiracies and getting Alex to cry over creepy things.
Those were the days.
Do you miss the pandemic? A lot of people miss the pandemic for like lockdowns.
A little bit. Like I miss not having to do anything and
people staying 6 feet away from you.
Yeah, that was nice. Though the longer I navigate through life post-COVID, the more I realize it really did mess with me. Like, I am not good at conversations anymore. I used to be, like, so good at them, and now I'm, like, blah, 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 like robot. And I don't know. Everything's just weird now.
I can also say you stayed Jack post-pandemic. A lot of people had the chance, got it for a couple of years, and then lost it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, why go backwards? Like, I got really lean, and I don't think I'll get that lean again. But I mean, it's just it took so long to do it. You might as well just hold on to it a little.
See, I've in my 10 years of wrestling, I've had very fat, not as fat, decent, like almost like thin, or like at least husky thin. You've at least never had the fatness, but you've been in wrestling so long that there is a different eras in the body and physiques.
I have fluctuated very much. So yeah. Actually, well, yeah. Let's not talk about my fatness. Well,
was there a fat Forza?
There wasn't a fat. Well, during the pandemic, there was a fat Forza. I did let myself get a little bit too husky. Just because ease of access to Uber Eats and
you couldn't go to the gym.
No, so like I would pretend that I would work out here, but really I was just like, what can you do with nothing? So yeah. I got a little chunky, but it's funny because I was talking to Ahmed because Ahmed is doing a special poster for Destiny or something, and he was looking back at like older photos, and he was like, "Oh wow, like I saw this photo of you where you had like your face paint, you had your shoulder brace, and like you were kind of like," and he didn't say it, but he meant like out of shape. And I was like, yeah, it was a terrible, terrible time. So So I didn't even realize just how bad I looked until he brought it up, and then I went back and looked, and I was like, "Well, I would never book me."
Well, I will say, especially being a very husky guy, that I had a moment in a match that the fans were shitting on someone for having man titties that were smaller than mine, and I didn't understand why that was an insult when mine are worse. And I had Shiloh tell me they're not afraid of Grizz kicking their ass, but they're afraid of me getting in their fucking face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fair. That whole, oh, I was so out of shape of like, but it wasn't the worst of like
No,
society.
It could always be worse. That's what I've learned.
We all got 2 arms, 2 legs still. Which, by the way, I realized today when talking to my friend, do you guys think soft drinks are called soft drinks because alcohol is called hard drinks?
Not until you just put that in.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that alcohol was called hard drinks.
Well, it's called hard liquor sometimes for like straight
hard
liquor.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
because it's funny that soda pop, like we stuck with the pop portion, but in the South they call it soda. But we're not here to talk about soda. We're not here to talk about fat phases. We are a little bit. I'll give some shine to Ahmed because you danced around it a little bit, and it might actually get edited out of the episode. But he's doing some banging posters for. So plug your own socials, but especially plug what's coming up. Fuerza.
Yeah, so my socials are the same as they've been for the past little while. Fuerza lives. And yeah, currently I'm running a show on August 11th at BattleArts Academy. Ahmed, who you mentioned, is doing up all the graphics, and he's going above and beyond. He did all the video stuff without me even having to ask him. Like all his, like, whenever I get the chance to work with somebody who I consider to be like an artist, I like to give them as much freedom as I can. So it's just like, this is what I need on the poster, but like you do whatever you want because you know better than I do. So yeah, he came out with a bunch of awesome posters, a bunch of awesome graphics. Should I go over the matches?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I will be facing Stu Grayson, most likely in the opener, because after that I'll have to be running around making sure that the building isn't on fire.
You're talking to a person that ran a show and put myself in the opener also.
There you go. See, so you get it.
I think it's when you're a good wrestler and you book a show, you don't have to worry about going on last or keeping a championship. You're just like, A, I want to watch the show. B, I need to go do other stuff. So I can't be thinking about my match and going fucking 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm likely opening with Stu. We got
So do not show up late. Do not show up late for the show.
Definitely. I'm going to advertise the fact that we are opener because, people will show up 15, 20 minutes late and then, they'll be sad.
Also, is show starting on time?
To be completely honest with you, I'm not going to
guarantee it.
I'm not going to guarantee it because
there are cars.
And I'm hoping that people will buy at the door. We've chosen to open doors at 5:30. We might push that earlier to 5 just to make it easier to get everybody in. But if people are still coming in, then we'll do the old Steve Brown and keep pushing it for 5 minutes.
So yes, the show will start once everyone's in, but that doesn't mean if you come late, we're gonna hold the door for you. It's if you're in line.
Yeah, try not to be late. I don't want to start any later than like 6:15 because it is a Sunday and it is a pretty jam-packed show. So I don't want people going home at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But yeah, we got that. We got Mr. Van Landen taking on Myung Jae Lee and Zico, defending that sweet 3 Pistols title that he worked so hard to win. Let's see if he can hold on to it. We got a Smash title match. The Psycho Mike, Von Vertigo, Johnny DeLuca, Stratosphere. Smash was kind enough to let us use their championship belts, along with Barry Wrestling, and along with the main event for the C4 championship, Junior Benito versus Tyler Thomas, a match that I am insanely excited for. I realize that Junior, is on the rise. He's not exactly a household name quite yet. And Tyler Thomas may have gone under the radar for a long time, but true lovers of wrestling, and especially two squared boys like ourselves, know that Tyler is like, he's the tits. He's so good. Yeah. And he's always been good. He's always been that guy who just gets it. Like, he gets how to move. He gets how to put a match together.
And stopped his own momentum himself.
Yeah.
Like, put life and his own health before long-ass car rides and promises that aren't fulfilled.
Yeah,
he did not reach what we think is, like, superstardom because he thought there was a greater purpose for him in life. And he got injured and he decided to heal and recover. Didn't just wrap
That's crazy. Why would you even do that?
So that match is going to be a banger. If you do not know these people, good. Go in with no information and have your mind fucking blown.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And that one specifically, I think, is a match that probably wouldn't happen anywhere else, let alone for the C4 title. So I'm really happy with that one. Another match that I think would never happen anywhere else is the 4-way tag. We got Lethal Gaze versus Triple Dragon versus KPK versus the Steady Ballers, who I didn't even ask them if it was okay for me to team them. I just did it and hope for the best. And so far, neither one of them has complained. So yeah, like it's just a match that you're not going to see anywhere else because, you know, we got one team that predominantly teams in Ottawa, one team that's just starting out, just trying to get any booking they can, another team that only pretty much wrestles with Smash, and another team that's like, you know, retired, like they don't team anymore.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember the last time they teamed. I think Tarek was on Facebook saying, "This is the last time this will ever happen. Like, you are not. I'm not teaming with this fucking dork again." I don't know if he said that, but something along those lines. So I think that'll be very cool. Let's see. What
I
else we
will
got.
say, I think this is the first Steady Ballers announced, like, promoted tag match in at least 5, 8, 10 years.
Yeah, I think it's been a while.
Because Smash Mystery Show,
Mhm.
and then when they did PWO, it was Tarek has a challenge for Boone and DeLuca. Didn't reveal what it was until at the show that it was a Steady Ball.
Mhm. Yeah. Actually,
So the once a half decade.
Yeah, when I told KPK about it, KPK is Ahmed and Abu, two of my students. When I told them about it, they were like, "Oh, Triple Dragon! Like, whoa, we want to work them." And then like Lethal Gaze, like, "Oh wow, like Lethal Gaze, they're awesome." And when I got the Steady Ballers, they were like, "Who?" And I was like, "Brent Banks and Tarek." Oh my god! Oh my god! Like, no way. Tarek especially because I got a lot of like young brown men in my class. They fucking love Tarek. They are inspired by Tarek. They look at Tarek as like just, you know, so highly because not only is he like a bang out wrestler and like a great dude, but he's also like a brown guy and he doesn't make it his gimmick. He's not like in your face about it. He's just Tarek. He's not Tarek the brown guy. He's Tarek. And that means a lot to, you know, younger brown guys who sometimes get typecast and sometimes have dumb fans say, "Hey, speak English."
It's the actual fucking proof of why representation matters.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that would be a good way to reward them, and especially Ahmed, who, like I said, is, you know, just killing it with the posters. But yeah, besides that, we got a 3-on-3 mixed tag. I believe that is the dream team of Kyle Boone, Shiloh, and Cecil Nix, even sassier than Podcast Van Landen. Taking on Mark Wheeler and Vanna Black, who I saw them team at C4, and I was like, it just feels right. Along with Carew, who is sassy in his own right.
Bruh, Carew is my favorite 80. So, like, you're my favorite wrestler.
Wow.
But, like, it's just because you are, like, just so well-rounded, and especially, like, me and you were definitely, like, iron sharpens iron. Like, when we started riding together and all of that shit, and then even outside of Josh and Tyson, me and you are the only guys that have really done 60-plus minutes in Ontario. So, and especially not doing it in an Ironman match. So, like, that's why, I have so much respect for you. I love the person behind Gabriel Fuerza, and then the fact that you're just a badass fucking wrestler. I'm like, yeah, you're my favorite wrestler. But then Carew is my favorite 80s style big guy. And it's not it's not like, oh, he's lazy, that's why he wrestles that way. It's the definition of less is fucking more. Him and Wade took a photo and I captioned it and reshared it on my story and just put 80s WWF and 80s All Japan.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I meant that as like, these are guys that are doing that style and not as like that's what I'm doing. You're just fucking doing it.
Yeah,
it's like it's also low-key like with you, the same thing you mentioned about Tarek. Like, I'm gonna keep putting you over. You should be the lucha guy, you should be the high flyer. You have high flying shit you keep in your back pocket. Why the fuck are you a World of Sports style wrestler then? And it's because you're really fucking good at it and it's the stuff you like to do.
Yeah.
So you're not typecasted also.
Sometimes it depends. You
go more comedy. You're low-key more comedy than people know.
Yeah, people don't realize that. In fact, especially I like to do comedy, but Fight or Flight is a comedy tag team. People don't realize that. Our gimmick is that we dance to the ring. That's it. There's nothing else. One of us flies sometimes, the other fights sometimes. But like when you get to the crux of it, it's literally just danger, danger, high voltage. How can we wiggle and entice people? Like that's all it is.
Well, you guys are also like all of your vignettes are never serious.
No, because they're
Like,
so little.
especially-
Like who's gonna take us seriously? We
But-
don't even
but-
take us seriously.
But here's the thing: separate Vertigo, super theatrical, drone shots.
Yeah.
I'm the journeyman. Which, by the way, I realized, and I texted this to Vertigo. I realized he is the only guy in Canada, let alone Ontario, that is actually like traveling and is a representation. And I'm real happy. There's some things that I'm a little annoyed with who he replies to on Twitter, but him now taking that confidence and like promoting himself of like Canada's export. Like, yeah, you are the representation of Canada, and we're happy to have you as a representation.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the level, like the strides he's made since we first met him. This
Yeah.
anxious little kid, like it's insane. He's just literally. I was watching him and Josh at Northern Crown, like through the curtain, and honestly, like truly, not trying to be like dramatic about it. It was bringing a tear to my eye. Like I couldn't believe that this is the same person. Like just leagues of evolution. Like he's so confident. So good at faking it when he isn't.
Well, that was in the post he put up. Like, this year was kind of rough for me, but in the last couple months, I've been getting like, this is me just putting words to it, whatever it was. You could find the post of him being like, I got my shit together, I got my confidence, I found myself. And like, this is what's awesome, man. Our generation of wrestlers are like good people, great wrestlers, and continuously growing. They haven't just stopped. That like even for me, I'm taking this year off. That's an example to the fucking young guys. That's an example to the Van Landens of, if everything gets too fucking heavy, wrestling will always be there for you. Take that break. We joked about Tyler earlier to heal and such like that. But it's so fucking great of like people we care and love that are actually improving and becoming like the top guy. Even like Sinner and Saint, not Ontario guys at all, but Travis and Judas are fucking our boys, and like they're fucking killing it too. That like Blackwood, because they're doing shit out in the West Coast together. Like it's so great of our generation actually being good wrestlers and good people, because not every generation can say that.
Totally. Let's see what else we got. Let me check my list here. 6-person scramble. This was originally an 8-person scramble, but I was like, that's psychotic. What are they going to do with 8 people? So I took a match, separated it, and then made it 6. That one, you got Kevin Blackwood, who you just mentioned, Haley Dillon, Hattie, Bryce Hanson.
Yo, Bryce is my favorite rookie.
Yeah, Bryce is awesome. Bryce looks so good. Every time I see him, I'm like, oh God, I'm slacking. Like, I'm an idiot. You're 19 and you look like a god.
But have you also like chilled with him a little bit, like had conversations?
Yeah, he gives me, and I mean this in the best way possible, strong Kyle Boone energy. Like just trustable, funny.
But I even add in a little extra of that is what a good brother's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I may have just had a little more, it's me. So some of the conversations will go not in a bad way, but just because of comedy and getting closer with people, it did go a little bit more towards blue, whereas Kyle is a great dude, but he plays up the having fun and just making the pop for the joke.
Yeah.
He plays straightforward of sometimes, like leading on a fan that's going one way is like, yep, that's how it is. Yep.
Yeah.
And then also, and then go to IWTV and look up the Eli Surge Barry wrestling scramble match. That motherfucker did a crazy dive dressed as a Sasquatch and couldn't see shit.
Yeah, I was there. He, like, cleared it.
And didn't know he was doing anything in a Sasquatch, just chilling.
Yeah, I would have died. If somebody asked me to do that, I would have literally got caught on the rope and died. I would have dove head first like Anton, but nobody would have been there to save me.
So sorry, Bryce.
Oh yeah, sorry. So you got Kevin Blackwood,
Yep.
Haley Dillon, Bryce Hanson, Hattie, Maddie Z, who also trains with me, and Take It Easy Joey, who not only trains with me but started with me. And we just gave him his green light like 2 weeks ago at the Rising Stars show. He's I don't want to inflate him too much because he's still very green, but the amount of potential this kid has, like the wrestling, you can teach a goose to wrestle. Like wrestling,
You can get there.
Yeah. But the character, the personality, like, oh my God, like it's just there. It's already there. Like I look at him with such jealousy and such admiration because like people say I have a gimmick. I don't know what the fuck it is. Like I don't argue
Yeah.
because as long as people think I have a gimmick, then that's good. But I don't know what it is. If I was stuck in an elevator with like, you know, Vince McMahon or Tony Khan or whoever the fuck runs the WWE now, and they're like, picture your character, I'd be like, grumpy spooky man. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But Take It Easy Joey, like he just gets it. Like the swagger, the confidence, the fun, everything he does. He had a match with Mark that didn't get him his green light, but it was like the last thing he did before his green light. It's just like it would fit on any indie show. Like he was not out of place at all. And I just figured this was a good, you know, opportunity for him. Same with Matty Z. Matty Z's been working for like 2 years or so now.
Have you only had that one match Canada with Matty, or have you had other public matches?
No, that's the only one.
Okay, so I've had a couple matches with. He was my he was almost my retirement match if PWO's date wasn't in January. Sorry, taking a break, hiatus, not retirement. But what's it called? Like I've seen Matty shit. I was like, this is a cool kid. What to wrap up the Joey thing before we go back to Matty, and I'm real happy we're going back to Matty. I was actually at Greed's class at BattleArts the week of his the Rising Stars show. And even like I've seen Joey because like I'm chronically on social media. Like I see and I hear everything. And I just like I float around, especially now that I don't need to be public. Like I'm seeing and you also know, and we've all now, even with Van being in wrestling, the dirt floats around, but also like with us, the good also gets floated around too. So we hear all aspects of things, and we also hear from the people that were the dicks. Yeah, this is why I wasn't feeling good that day, whatever. But with Joey, like I've seen his social stuff, and I was a little worried because especially you want to say deflating the ego. We did talk about a couple of younger kids a couple of weeks ago on Van and Holden of like, calm down, don't get an ego. You did good, but it's a performance center match. You had weeks to prepare for this. If you fucked up, it would have been real bad. But with Joey, it was that thing of like, oh, is wrestling because you have this following here? Do you think that means shit in wrestling? And not in like an ego thing, but it is you need to watch back your footage and not like things because that's how you improve. And then when I actually saw him for the first time at that class 5 days before his green light, I already know that match with Wheeler was not supposed to be Wheeler. So everything like fluctuating. I know about all of that stuff. But yeah, Joey, fucking great dude. Matty Z wrestled him 2 matches. I wrestled him in my last match because we had a 4-way and I was so happy with how he handled himself, how he carried himself, that I'm like, and I told Sean immediately, you just got to do it a little more publicly of, you need to have him on all your fucking shows. And even in my retirement promo, because Sean hasn't posted that match because there was no crowd because it wasn't promoted properly, I mentioned to him of, don't stop hitting as hard as you do. And having him like have that. And then also at the end, I'm announcing I'm taking a break. This might be the end of Holden Elber, and the some bitch kicked me in the dick. So I love him. Yeah, Matty rules. So you've gotten a lot of heat in some comment sections, and I love the way that you've handled it. My favorite reply is, are we going to know every wrestler that supports us so we can choose not to support them? And you're like, absolutely. We're going to announce everybody. Yeah, I mean, it's a wrestling show, right? We're trying to sell tickets. So what made you want to do this? Like, so I was a fortunate enough person that Pretty Ricky helped put on a fundraiser show after my dad passed away. What made you so strongly of like, hey, this is something I can do and I will do? Because not a lot of people do what they can do. Yeah, I don't know. You know me, like impulse more than anything. It just kind of got to the point where I was like, why the fuck isn't anybody doing anything? Like, am I really going to have to be the one to do this? Like, usually I'm very content sitting back and just letting, I'll help when if somebody has the idea, I'll definitely help. But like, I don't know. I've had a Palestinian flag on my truck for like a couple months now, like 6 months maybe. I'd been sharing stuff on my socials, doing what I felt was my part. But after like 10 months of what's going on, it just gets to the point where you're like, can I do more? What can I do? If I was younger, I would love to be out there protesting. If I was at, York still, I would definitely be out there protesting. My mom is very, very, very rah-rah hippie, Rage Against the Machine type lady. So it's just how I was raised. And
I've taken a lot of classes on the whole Israel-Palestine conflict. In grade 10, I was, quote unquote, radicalized by my sociology teacher. I've been really lucky that I've had so many good teachers that have made me want to be a teacher. Hence why I do teach now. But yeah, I had a teacher who smartened me up about the whole thing, taught a whole last unit on it when he didn't have to. From there, theater school, took a couple courses, again, based in that. People wouldn't think that a theater program would even offer something like that, but theater is 99% history and why it happened and a result of, everything leading up to it.
You can look at the history books of almost 100 years of like what happened, and the benefit now is history is not written by the winner. You can do the research and go, wait a minute, yeah, we have to change the name of Ryerson because we don't like him. We don't like what he stood for. And like, no matter what these millionaire, I was at the ROM earlier. My friend pointed out, because there's a wing named after, I think, Galen Weston, and there's all the Loblaw protests and stuff going on. It's like, we're not going to walk down that. And it's, rich people do not put their name on things because they want good things. Some people do. I won't say completist. I'm not a completist and an absolutist. But they do that as a tax break. You have to be honest about that stuff. So you doing this, like you were the only one that was probably equipped enough and confident enough and definitely witty enough in those comment sections.
Well, you know me, I love to argue.
Do you love to argue or you love to aggravate people?
Both, totally both. And I've said it before. The problem with being in a healthy relationship is we don't argue. And I have that itch sometimes. So like, yeah. Like, I did have some people who were like, you should probably just ignore the comments and whatever. But and now I am more, but I'm of two mindsets.
You have other people, by the way, that are replying.
Yeah, I got other people who can do the argument for me, and that's cool. But I'm of two mindsets. Like, I really do genuinely want to have like a conversation with people because I do really genuinely think that a lot of this stuff is misunderstandings, misinformation, important, of course. And I do think that there is a middle ground that we can find. So I do try to have at least, a somewhat a discourse. Yeah. I'm not going to be like, fuck you, man. You have a different opinion. Like, fuck you. Like, no, you can have the opinion you want, whatever. I'm not here to change that. But if I can at least, open your eyes to my point of view, maybe we can find a middle ground. That's my one perspective. The other perspective is I genuinely do like to take people down with facts. And sometimes people like to, assume, oh yeah, well, you must watch a lot of TikTok. Oh, you got brainwashed, huh? Like, yeah, I do watch a lot of TikTok, but it's mostly for cat meat. I don't really do my important things on TikTok. I have books upon books upon books, like in my room alone, let alone upstairs, let alone all of the course material that I've kept from my 5 years at York.
What the biggest issue I think is society in general in 2024, people don't want a conversation. They want a confrontation. They don't want to debate. They want to argue. Because and I never did debate in school, but what a debate was, I love the one thing I took away from English in high school was supported opinion paragraph. What's your topic? 3 sentences that support it, and then your conclusion. Perfect. That's what a debate is. A debate is you see one thing, I see another. We inform each other of the different sides. We fill in each other's blanks. And it's not about changing views. It's about just broadening.
Sure. Yeah. But like with the whole negative comments or whatever, like some of them were so easy to pick apart that I just couldn't help it. Certain people, like you're always gonna get the people who are like, oh, well, what about this cause? And it's like, you do it.
Dude,
like,
that was the best reply.
It's just, I am nobody. If I can do this, so can you. Like, so can everybody. Like, no offense to promoters. Anybody could do it. Like, not anybody could do it successfly or long term. But anybody could run a show. Anybody can find a charity that they believe in. So, and I waited 9 months and nobody did one for Palestine. Nobody did one for Israel. And now that I am deciding to do one, now people are like, well, what about Israel? It's like, well, motherfucker, you had 9 months to do this if you felt so strongly about it. why didn't you? Like, if
You're
it's
also
as
not
important as you say it is.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's not about being anti whatever. It's about
No.
supporting people that are in danger and need
Yeah.
help.
Yeah. Whether or not you agree with how Israel was formed and all that sort of stuff, that's irrelevant to the conversation. It's there now. And they have just as much of a right to live and to defend themselves as much as any other fucking country in the world. I'm cool with
Also,
that.
this is the first time in the world that whatever the leader is saying, because what I love about seeing this shit is the president of Israel is such a fucking hypocrite and is lying that everyone that was like helping him in other countries are now put in a position of, yeah, what he told you he wasn't going to do, he's doing now. And we live in a world where everything is documented. So when you say one thing and do another, am I the bad person for holding you accountable to what you said you weren't going to do? Or are you just the bad person for just lying?
Yeah. And yeah, it's just the thing is like it's enough is enough, right? Like you can claim self-defense for so long before it's too much. And we're at the point now, and we've been at the point for a while now where this is straight up genocide. And a lot of people don't like it when I use that word because they like to, say that they're just defending their land or whatever. It's a genocide. When
Self-defense becomes murder sometimes when they drop the dude. We love the word. I don't know about you guys. I love fuck. When you hear, and because we're all wrestlers, we know what it sounds like and looks like when someone gets fucked up. When the dude starts the fight and you're like, yeah, the bully got owned. But when he gets dropped on his head and you just hear that hit the concrete, and then the person that was bullied starts kicking him in the head, that goes from self-defense to murder real quick.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, civilians don't get to choose whether they take part in a war. They don't even get to choose where they're born. Like,
yep.
We're lucky to have been born.
That is my biggest thing about racism just not making sense to me is we didn't get to do create a wrestler mode of what's my skin tone, what's my background. It's just, we were just born.
Yeah.
Two people didn't wear a fucking condom. Were created.
Yeah. And we're lucky that we happened to be born here where life is nearly fucking perfect. And not in an active war zone, right? And again, like one of the defenses people will use is the Hamas leader was elected, and it's like, yeah, man, he was elected in 2006. Like half of the people who are in this war weren't even alive, let alone had the ability to vote. Like, if that's your justification, that's insane to me. At the end of the day, when you're killing children and under the very thinly guised lie of, oh, we were just trying to get the terrorists, but if we happen to kill some children too, well, that's just collateral. Like, no, you're trying to end the population is what you're trying to do. It's not enough that you kill the people in the war. You have to kill children too, because, oh, God forbid the children rise up and hate us too.
They also just killed one of the leaders that was negotiating.
Yeah. So, it is what it is, and it is a genocide. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to do is raise money for the children who got stuck in there. Because, like I said, like they don't have a fucking choice. Like they didn't choose any of this, and now they have to live with the consequences. So, what little money that we can raise and send over to at least give them a fighting chance, I think is worth any sort of weird backlash that I'm gonna get. Me, I don't give a shit what people think about me. I really don't. Like, if you don't like me, like, okay, great.
I don't want to say real or fake, but I think me and you fall under the umbrella of, I don't care if you hate me, because I've hated myself so much in my fucking life that I am trying to like myself. So I don't care if you hate me.
Sure. I
have a joke of, before people used to say, I'm not racist, I hate everyone equally. And then we all got fucked up. So it's like, I don't have enough energy to hate anyone else. I hate myself.
Yeah, well, I definitely don't have the energy. Typically, if I don't like you, I just forget you exist. I don't hate you. Like, you just no longer exist. But it's funny because I had somebody message me and they were like, hey, man, just checking in. I know, this stuff can be tough when people are, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, man, like, I can't even take a compliment from Josh Alexander without him being like, take the compliment. What makes you think I give a shit about these random fucking dudes on this sad Ontario indie board? Like, I knew what was going to happen when I posted there. It didn't happen on Twitter. It didn't happen on Instagram. It didn't happen on regular Facebook. It happened in that group because that's just how that group is. Not to say that there's not there's good people in there. Don't get me wrong. But every single time I look in that group, it's a fucking dumpster fire. It's just people who don't like to communicate. They just like to blah blah blah, you know. So I knew what was gonna happen. I said, "Fuck it. If I sell even one ticket, then it's worth it." So, meh.
And also, you have people contributing that can't make the show. Like they
Oh,
feel so
tons.
strongly about the cause.
Yeah, nearly half of our sales are donations. People who can't make it but wanted to contribute anyway.
That's why.
Yeah.
So what are the final details again?
Okay, yeah. Let me run down the whole thing real quick. Yeah, August 11th. That's a Sunday, 6 p.m. BattleArts Academy. 100% of the proceeds are going to the Gaza Kinder Relief. You got myself versus Stu Grayson, AEW Stu Grayson, likely the opener. Don't be late. We got the Barry Wrestling Three Pistols match featuring one Van Landon, Zico, and Young Jay Lee, who I think is the longest reigning Three Pistols champ, so that's cool. We got the Smash Championship match. Psycho Mike defends against Von Vertigo, Johnny DeLuca, Stratosphere. We got the Four Corners tag match, Triple Dragon, Lethal Gaze, KPK, the Steady Ballers, Star Studded, 6-person scramble, Carew, Mark Wheeler, Vanna Black versus Kyle Boone, Shiloh, and Cecil Nix. We got the main event, C4 Championship, Tyler Thomas versus Junior Benito. We also got Rajan Husher taking on Jax Williams in a singles match. Maybe Rajan Husher will paint something special. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe he knows. We also have a raffle for a plaqued poster of Bret and Owen Hart signed by Bret Hart. $20 a pop for that. Looking into a couple other interesting little raffles, potentially some C4 tickets, potentially some swag from Let's Wrestle, maybe some other stuff. It's going to be a good time. If you want to get in on these raffles and all these sort of fun little contests, you do have to be at the show. So yeah, buy a ticket, come and support. It's going to be a good show. It's going to a good cause. And it's actually 2 days before my birthday. So if you ever wanted to give me a birthday present, just buy a ticket.
How old are you turning?
I don't want to say.
But we got the business out of the way. Now we're going to get a little fun with the topics that aren't so heavy.
Nope.
So you come here, Fuerza. What do you want to talk about? What's the topic you want to talk about?
Well, I am into a certain movie lately, from a certain universe. I kind of collect. Oh yeah, there they are.
Is that the Universal monsters like Invisible Man and Werewolf and Dracula?
Nah, fuck the Universal Cinematic Universe. That sucked. I'm talking about the MCU, brother.
Ooh.
It's been on a downward slope for the past little while. We can be honest with that. You know, post Endgame, took a couple bad hits, couple okay hits. People are a little bit too harsh with some of them.
You didn't puke after the bong hit, but you got a strong cough.
Sure. But you know, in the past couple days, a certain movie came out that people are calling the return of the MCU back to prominence, and that is Deadpool 3 with Deadpool and Wolverine. Have you guys
I've
seen
watched so many YouTube things. So I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it next Tuesday.
that?
Have you watched it, Van?
I have not.
You guys
I'm
fucking
excited to.
I watched it the Saturday after it came out.
Packed house?
Pretty packed, but it was like a Saturday at like I think like noon, so not too packed.
Was it a good crowd though? Like we're wrestlers. You can wrestle a small crowd.
They were popping. Yeah.
Especially, I know there's a ton of cameos in it.
Yes.
So this is where I want you to tell how you feel and just gush about, because I love hearing people talk about love. How do you feel about spoilers?
Me?
Yeah. Are you one of these motherfuckers that are like, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever?
To be honest with you, yeah, I am. Yeah. Alexia has a habit of spoiling things without trying to spoil things. Like she doesn't mean to. It's not malicious. It just
I can definitely picture her also going, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Dude, and then I want to straight to the moon. Like, it's just like, well, can you just stop? Shut your mouth, for the love of God. Like, I like to be surprised. I like to experience something as you know, unencumbered as possible. You know what I mean?
Does that include trailers?
I I think most trailers give away too much.
Yeah.
I think a movie should have one trailer and that's it. The Deadpool and Wolverine had 3 trailers and they had X-23 in it. Like, why would you do that? And like, yeah, obviously it's like, oh well, if they're revealing that, they must have some even cooler shit. And yeah, they do. But the fact that like they revealed any of it, why? Like, you already have my ticket. All you had to do was announce the movie. You didn't even have to give us a trailer, and people were going to come and see it. Deadpool and the Wolverine, like, boom, sold. There's your $1 billion. But no, you give us 3 fucking trailers and full of shit like that. I don't need to know. You know, give me one quick little trailer, just so I could be like, oh shit. Like, it's one thing to hear it, but it's another thing to see it. But leave it at that.
You need Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool, and you're like, okay, I've seen this a few times, I've enjoyed it. And then you need it to pull away from the claws, and you see that it's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and being like,
yeah, like you don't.
They
need
bullshit
much.
for 10 seconds, and then you're like, oh, yep, I'm sold.
Yeah. So yeah, I think trailers give way too much. But yeah, spoilies. I don't really understand like people who like actively try to spoil things. I genuinely think that there's something wrong with them in their head.
100%.
Because that is not normal behavior. That is like some serial killer shit. That's how far I'm willing to take it. That is some like daddy didn't love me and I'm gonna take it out on you type shit. Like,
okay, you classified it that way for the serial killer. I would go, it's more of a spree killer thing of you don't care about who you're affecting, you just want to affect people.
Sure. You just want to watch the world burn. And that fucking sucks. It just sucks. It's not fun. It's not cool. I don't know what it is like. I don't know how these people think. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all for like bugging people. I'm all for even ruining someone's day. Sure, but like, man, just let people enjoy things. You know, like, I like it pisses me off that the MCU literally has to put out things that say shh, no spoilers, because people are that fucking stupid or mean that they would just put it out there. And I'm glad that I saw it as early as I did, because if I hadn't, I would know everything already.
Yeah.
Everything. So, yeah, that's why I feel about that.
So I think I'm the dude that reads the Wikipedia summary of the movie before I watch it.
Yeah.
I think it is like I think it's a PTSD trauma response of like, it's the same reason depressed people like watching the same show over and over again, because they know what's going to happen. But for me, at least the way I justify it before saying all my mental health issues, I think it's a challenge to the art form. If it's a wrestling match and I know MJF beats Ospreay at 59-59, keep my attention for that 59 minute. And if I forget X-23, because there is a couple spoilers that there's one dude that I'm very happy is in it that like popped me, and I was gonna watch it. I don't think I've even watched Deadpool 2. I was gonna watch it though, but then when I found out this person's in it, I'm like, yep, hard on. Okay, it's cool. But I also found out he was in it because he did an interview. Like, it was the day after it came out, and it was like the same for you seeing X-23 in the trailer of like, yeah, there's more. So you didn't need to do this, but it did bring me in. But and Van on the record. Sorry,
I'm for that, and I did mean to mention that if I know the ending to the story, I'm still interested in how you get there.
Yeah.
But I think for like a first time viewing experience, unless of course in the movie they like start at the end and then do the whole like, well, how did we get here? And then they tell you how they got there. That's cool. But like, I think the art form should be first viewed as unbiasedly and like unprepared as possible, so that you have like a genuine experience. It's the same thing as like in certain countries, if they tea and you put sugar and milk or whatever the fuck you want into it before you try it, they're not happy with it, because they want you to try the tea first, see if it, because as it is how it was intended. Oh, it's a little too bitter. Okay, put some sugar in.
It's very disrespectful.
But that's after the fact. Like, experience the art for how it is. And, it's debatable whether Deadpool Wolverine is art, but it is. And
it is art.
Yeah. Just let people experience it how it was intended to be experienced.
Mr. Van Landen, on the record, what's your view on spoilers?
I was the guy who, the Monday after Star Wars came out, made my name in Kahoot in front of the whole class. Han Solo dies. That's my view on it.
I was like, where the fuck are you going?
Spoilers can be fun, But
You are the person that like, you said you don't like spoilers.
I do and I don't. Like right now, I really want to know who's in this movie.
I could tell you.
Hey, listeners, I'm about to find out. Pause if you don't want to hear this. Tell me.
The pop for me is Wesley Snipes' Blade is
That got a huge pop in the theaters. Huge.
What?
It's huge.
especially because him and Ryan Reynolds have shoot heat.
No, they don't. They don't. Apparently, that's been a myth this whole time.
I think it's bullshit. I think Wesley Snipes wants to say it's a myth, but yeah, Wesley Snipes' Blade. That's the fuck yeah.
You want more? I can give you more.
Dude, I watched
them
3
all.
different YouTube videos that are 30 minutes long, detailing all the people.
Yeah, Elektra is in it. That one I think I had heard about. Through the
Jennifer
grapevine.
Gardner, Elektra.
Jennifer Garner, Elektra. They make a funny little joke about Daredevil. They mentioned Punisher. The biggest one that was kind of a shocker was Gambit is in it, but not Gambit from X-Men Origins Wolverine. Oh no, a whole new Gambit played by Channing Tatum. Yeah, very random. A very comic book accurate outfit. Looks just like the comic book.
Doesn't he also make a joke about the New Orleans accent? Because Taylor Hinch, I want to say, or Kinch, or whatever the fuck the dude's name is.
Yeah, there's many jokes, nonstop almost, about everything going on. But yeah, he has like a pretty decent Cajun accent, and Deadpool's just like, "What the fuck are you saying? Like, who's your dialect coach?" So that's kind of funny. Yeah, X-23 is in it. I don't want to spoil this next one, but it's like a lot of Fox mid 2000s people. So that's why you got Blade, you got Elektra. I think they probably wanted Daredevil, couldn't get him. So think like mid 2000s Fox, and certain people who are playing other characters in the MCU now who maybe played somebody back then.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
They might also be in it and be making a funny little joke, funny little pops. I don't want to spoil it. See, as much as
but you loved it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I wouldn't say it was like 5 stars, but like it was on the entertainment spectrum, definitely 5 stars.
Okay. Editor's note from Van Landen. I have now seen Deadpool and Wolverine and can confirm it is awesome.
Van and Holden in the morning. Van and Holden in the morning. Van and Holden in the morning. Van and Holden in the morning.
This is Holden Albright, also known as Brendan Caulfield, legally. You can follow me at Holden Pro on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But more importantly, patreon.com/Brendan C.
And I am the Barn Burner Van Landen, legally the Barn Burner. And you can find me everywhere at the Van Landen, TheVanLandon. Search me up anywhere and everywhere. You will find the Barn Burner Van Landen.